Well, we have an exciting month leading up to our final speaker of 2016, Jody Harpstad. Jody Harpstad is the CEO of Lutheran Social Service of Minnesota. That's the state's largest health and human services charity. Jody has personally led a movement to help us understand the Muslims in our community are our neighbors. She has a remarkable message, and if you're at all curious about that, I would encourage you to be here. She's a terrific speaker and a really dear friend. Also, I have some exciting news. I'm going to be flying back just before the Good Leadership Breakfast all the way from Santiago, Chile. I have been invited to be the opening speaker at an international leadership development conference. Now, if you don't know much about geography, let me just put it this way. Up here is Minnesota. And down here is Santiago, Chile. And so I'm going to be flying all the way back and get here just in time to come and join you all. That ought to be interesting. They found me because of the TED Talk I did. Those of you who've seen that TED Talk, I talked about the tyranny of superhero leadership and how we have to unlearn that behavior. We need to take off our superhero capes so that we can radiate goodness, and one of the best ways to do that is to understand the 7 F's. And lo and behold, they called and said, would you fly down and join us? So hey, I'll have some good news to report from the southern hemisphere. Also, I'm happy to say that while I'll be gone, we'll be continuing the training program that we started. There's information on the back of your table program here. There's also a card on your table if you're interested. The point of this training program is this. We send teenagers out to drive on our streets, but before that, we make them go into training. We send nurses into hospitals, but before that, we ask them to go to training. And we ask school teachers to get training before they teach school. And yet, across our journey, with all these leaders we meet, many of them said, I never got any training to do this. So we've made this missional. We have open enrollment training programs that cost less than $500 for a day. We teach the basic skills of good leadership training. It's right here. We hope you join us. Carolyn Vinnip's in the back of the room. She can help you get enrolled. And we're off to a really good start thanks to you. So thank you very much for that. As we head for home, I really want to emphasize the message of today, which is all about fairness. It's about promoting fairness. And anybody who's really made a decision to be a leader understands to dare to have a dream that's different than someone else. To dare to have an idea that you could improve something means you will inherit resistance. You will inherit naysayers. You will inherit finger pointers. But leadership is not about what happens to you. Good leadership is about what happens through you. It means you need to filter all those things that happen. And here's what happens when we encounter that resistance. When we feel injustice, it creates a fight mechanism. And as good as it might feel to yell back, good leaders don't. They find a way to filter it and send back excellence and generosity and most often positivity. Here's another way of thinking about this. What is this? Yeah, it's an apple. It's red. It's crisp, it's juicy. Good for you? So we all know that if you take this apple and you squeeze it really hard, that apple juice comes out. It's pure. It tastes good. It's goodness. The question for this moment is, what happens when you get squeezed? What happens when your personal and professional obligations start to go like this? When your deadlines and your resources go like this? What happens when you run into those naysayers and those finger pointers? And when you get squeezed like this, what comes out of you? Is it goodness? The highest compliment for any leader is for someone to say, you radiate goodness. That's why we invest all the time and energy in creating this environment so we can have these conversations and listen to wonderful speakers like Rita. So the question of the day is, Are you ready to radiate goodness today? Okay, and I got to ask it again. Are you ready to radiate goodness today? Yes. Carpe diem. We'll see you next month. Thank you.